Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be discussing mindful eating this holiday season, and joining us today is our lovely Lindsey Moore. She works one-on-one with all our team of dietitians here at the hospital, and um, feel free to access this webinar even after the presentation. It is on our YouTube channel under North Kansas City Hospital. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Community Health and Wellness. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Lindsey for mindful eating this holiday season.
Awesome. Thank you. So yes, today we're going to be talking about mindful eating this holiday season. So let's go ahead and dive in. So to start, what even is mindful eating? So mindful eating is being aware of the eating habits, the sensations you experience when you eat, and the thoughts and emotions you have about food. So mindful eating really focuses on eating to maintain overall health and well-being, learn how to appreciate food more often, and to focus on fuel and nourishing our body while feeling better after eating. So we'll really be diving into 7 tips on how to become a mindful eater and how to kind of incorporate some of these tools into your daily routine. Focus on food flexibility, embrace your intuition, give yourself unconditional permission to eat, discover the satisfaction factor, don't go hungry, manage stress, and feel the difference with exercise. So a little bit more on food flexibility. What this means is that all foods can fit. There are no food off limits within our diet. Just because when we cut out something that we love, we're more likely to overindulge on it later. And when you think about it, food is just energy. We need food to keep our body alive, and it provides nutrients for our body and our brain to function on a daily basis, whether it's breathing all the way to running a marathon and everything in between. We need that food for energy. And 2, we can't survive without food. And I like the little graphic down in the right-hand corner that says good food and bad food, and it crosses out good and bad and just says it's food. So really all foods can fit. And if you notice down there at the bottom, it does say one is more nutrient dense and some foods have less nutrients. So there are some foods that have more vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants, and some foods with a little bit less, but doesn't make it good or bad. And we can still make all foods fit in a healthy diet. With all that being said, the first thing that we need to do in order to focus on food flexibility is we have to reject the diet mentality. We have to reject our diet culture. It's really frustrating. There's a lot of misinformation out there, but all diets out there are naturally designed to fail. So many people have tried different diets, and they may have worked short term, but no one has ever been able to do a diet for their whole entire life. It's not that you have failed the diet has failed you from the beginning. So really the goal with all of this is finding sustainable nutrition that you can do lifelong, that you can enjoy. And that's what we'll really be focusing on today. But there are no forbidden foods. It's really moderation of all foods are key. And all of these things, this is true year round, not just during the holiday season, but it's a good reminder to have with these upcoming holiday months and with all of the attention on food and all the stress surrounding food. Number 2 is embrace your intuition. Listen to your body. Your body is going to tell you what it wants, what it needs. And one of those things are our hunger and fullness cues. If you're hungry, I want you to eat. That's your body physically telling you, I need energy, I need nutrition. And if we ignore that, we're going to become hangry and we're going to only even get more hungry. But on the same time, if you're full, you don't have to finish or don't feel obligated to eat. So with that, ditch the clean plate club, ditch the happy plate club. If you're full and there's still food on your plate, you don't have to finish. But if you've finished all the food on your plate and you're still hungry, it's okay to go back for seconds. So I really want you guys to use those physical hunger cues and fullness cues to determine how much you feel like eating, portion sizes, and also how often you feel like eating with the timing of meals. And we'll really talk about this using the hunger fullness scale on the next slide. But it is important to note with this that not everyone has hunger and fullness cues. And that could be for a variety of different reasons. There are some medical conditions out there where people just don't have hunger fullness cues. Or maybe you've lost your hunger fullness cues. So you are able to get those back sometimes. But someone who's very in tune with their body and uses these on a daily basis may not have them all the time. Because if it's a really stressful work day and you're busy and you don't have time to eat and you forget to eat, your body's not going to produce those hunger cues. So, with all these great things being said, it's really a balance of using your intuition, but keeping in mind the 4 to 5 hour rule, which is whenever most people go longer than about 4 to 5 hours without eating, we just tend to overeat. So, we typically want to have a meal or a snack if we're going too much longer than that. It's good for your energy levels, blood sugars, metabolism, and just preventing overeating later on in the day. So the hunger fullness scale goes from 1 to 10. 1 is more you are starved and very hungry, and then 10 is more on that fullness end. And so number 1 is you're so starved, weak, or dizzy. We never want to be to this extreme on the scale. Number 2 is you're extremely hungry, feeling irritable, lots of stomach growling. 3 is less famished, hungry enough for occasional stomach growling. Number 4 is mildly hungry, often following a light snack. 5 is you're satisfied, feeling neither hungry nor fullness. 6 is mildly full with no discomfort. 7 is full enough for mild discomfort. 8, stuffed enough for more noticeable discomfort. And number 9 is Thanksgiving stuffed with extreme discomfort. And then number 10 is filled to the point of being sick. And we never want to be on this end of the spectrum either. We really kind of want to be in that middle 5 to 6 just area. And no one is going to be perfect with this at first. It really takes time, patience, and practice, trial and error of really kind of becoming more in tune with our hunger and fullness cues. But if you want to give this a try, the next time you eat, check in with yourself before you eat a meal or before you eat a snack. See where you fall on the scale. And then check in with yourself halfway through. Kind of see where you're on the scale then. And then after you're eating, see where you're at then. Maybe you're still hungry, and so it's okay to eat some more. Or maybe you realize you're more towards the 7, 8, 9, 10 area, and okay, maybe I should have cut back a little bit sooner. So it's just kind of trial and error. And yeah, takes practice over time. Number 3, this is one of my favorite ones. Give yourself unconditional permission to eat. We want to give ourselves the freedom to eat whatever we want and whenever we want, because this is going to allow you to eat without any shame or any judgment. Because I mentioned it a little bit in the first slide, but avoiding your favorite foods only leads to feelings of deprivation and cravings. So don't eliminate any food groups in our diet, because honestly, there's not a food group that's superior or better than another food group. It's variety and balance of key of all foods. And we're really going to talk about what a balanced, healthy snack meal looks like. But the goal of number 3 is to focus on building trust within yourself. So give this a try next time you guys eat as well. Observe how you feel when you're eating your favorite foods without shame, without guilt, and just see how satisfying it can be, because it feels pretty great. Number 4, discover the satisfaction factor. Really similar to number 3, go hand in hand in a lot of ways. But yes, food is energy, but it's a lot more than that because it's delicious. Food has a big emotional component, big comfort component to it. And that's okay, that's normal. But we really want to make sure we're also satisfying our taste buds when we eat. Focus on not only that, but yes, it is energy. So ask yourself, what sounds good? Because there's nothing more discouraging than really craving something and feeling like you shouldn't eat it, so you eat something else instead, but that didn't satisfy your taste buds because you really wanted, maybe the brownie or the cookie all along, and then you find yourself eating both. So it's kind of the balance of, yes, we want to fuel and nourish our body with appropriate foods, but at the same time, listen to your taste buds. I like the graphic that says healthy to eat and also healthy to eat. Both broccoli and cupcakes, they're all a part of a healthy diet. And then just look how happy those two girls are eating their ice cream, satisfying those taste buds. So eating, we want to also be enjoyable. Don't go hungry. I don't want you guys going hungry to your holiday event, your holiday meal, because whenever we go hungry, we tend to eat a lot more faster. We're more likely to overindulge when we're starving. So we want to make sure you're having a balanced meal snack before that holiday meal. Because if you have a holiday lunch, I want to make sure you're having a little breakfast or a morning snack. Or if it's a dinner time, make sure you're having a couple meals or just a couple snacks so you're not ravenous and you're going to end up looking like this guy on the PowerPoint of just can't wait for dinner and pretty hangry. We want it to be an enjoyable time. So don't go all day without eating. So what even is a balanced meal, balanced snack? That would include getting a high fiber carbohydrate with a lean protein or an unsaturated fat for most meals, most snacks. Carbohydrates, some great high fiber options here would be your whole grains, whole wheat products, all of your beans and legumes, all fruits, and your 3 starchy vegetables, peas, corn, potatoes, all of your other veggies, high fiber, but they're really low in carbs. It's not that peas, corn, potatoes are bad and your other veggies are better. It's just these have carbs, the other ones don't. But carbs are essential because they provide energy for our body, especially our brain and nervous system. So trying to just get more of those higher fiber carbs in each time you have a meal or a snack. And then protein will come from all of your meat, fish, seafood, eggs, beans, dairy. So whether that's cheese, yogurt, cottage cheese, all of your nuts and seeds and nut butters like peanut butter, almond butter. Protein does a lot for our body. It's pretty much the basic building blocks for everything we need, like our tissue repair, building our lean muscle mass, immune system function, increasing our fullness, and keeping us full and satisfied throughout the day. And then fats comes from all of our oils, nuts, seeds, avocados. Your nuts and seeds are going to be a great source of protein and healthy fats. So you're just getting the best of both there. But fats we need for slow burning source of energy, and it helps absorb all those important vitamins and minerals and keeps us full and satisfied as well. So the reason it's so important that you want to kind of pair things together and balance it out is carbs are going to give you that energy, but they don't keep you full. Protein and fats, they don't really give you that same energy carbs do, but they're filling. So it's really kind of get a carb and a protein together or get a carb and a fat together for most meals, most snacks. The plate method, this is another tool you can use for a couple different reasons. It can kind of remind us what types of foods to have for most balanced meals. And this is another good tool for portion sizes. If you're kind of looking at where to start, or maybe those hunger fullness cues aren't always there, where you designate 1/4 of your plate carbs, 1/4 of your plate protein, and then half any of those non-starchy veggies for most meals. A little caveat with this is when you really think about the food you eat on a daily basis, this plate method isn't always going to work. So I would recommend using it as a checkoff list. As long as you're getting those types of foods in that dish, that's a perfect balanced meal. But this can kind of be another tool you can use. Don't want to forget about hydration. Just want to make sure you all are staying plenty hydrated through these upcoming holiday months because it's going to help improve our brain function, boost our energy levels, helps us balance our blood sugars, relieve constipation, help with overall digestion. So try to develop a plan to help maintain your fluids, whether that's carrying a water bottle with you, setting alarms on your phone, using a straw. But ideally, most people need about 64 ounces or 8 cups of water a day. The best way to know if you're hydrated is by having a light yellow urine color. So some people need more, some people need less. But if you're not a big water person or you struggle to get that much in, you can try any of the water enhancers that are out there. Crystal Light, Mio, any of your grocery store off-brands, Propel, Gatorade Zero, adding lemon, cucumber, or any fruit and vegetable to your water, or all those carbonated waters that are out there now. And the number 6 is managing our stress, because the holidays can be a very stressful time, and we want to find ways to help best manage our stress and our emotions. Remember that we all eat for comfort from time to time. That does not make you a failure. That makes you human. That's just a part of normal eating. But we just want to find healthy coping mechanisms to best care for your brain and body. Whether that's taking time to unwind and relax, maybe that's meditation, aromatherapy, exercise, reading, or some sort of self-care. Maybe it's making time for your interest in your hobbies, something that you really used to enjoy and you just kind of gotten out of the habit of. Or whether it's talking to a licensed therapist. But all these are kind of great ways to manage stress without using food as that coping mechanism. And feeling the difference with exercise. Staying active has a lot of benefits because it's really going to help manage the stress, but keep your mind and body feeling good. I don't want you to think of exercise as a punishment for the foods that you have eaten or give you permission to eat certain foods during the holidays. The goal with exercise is we want to move your body in a way that makes you feel good and you feel more positive about your health, and that can reduce stress. So all movement's good movement. It's really just kind of finding what works best for you that physically feels good and mentally feels good. And it's kind of, feeling the difference with exercise is really moving from the thought of focusing on exercise to lose weight or focusing on exercise to look a certain way, but focus on all these other amazing benefits of exercise because it's going to help reduce stress as well. Because exercise helps increase our bone strength, increase our stress tolerance, decrease our blood pressure, reduce risk for many types of chronic diseases, such as heart disease and diabetes, increase heart and lung strength, increase metabolism, helps better regulate our appetite, improves our mood and memory, better sleep at night, you get more energy, and it really helps improve mobility and balance as we age, and so many more great things as well. But here are some ideas for just to increase your movement. So just keep in mind, any movement's good movement. So even if it's not on this list and you find yourself moving your body, hey, that counts and that's great. But it could be yoga, walk, stretch, bike, yard work, water aerobics, online workout videos, parking farther away from the grocery store, or maybe going in extra aisles in the grocery store, even though you don't need anything, but just get some extra steps. Taking the stairs versus the elevator, stretchy bands, chair exercises, get back into playing a sport or even dancing. So all movement's good movement. So here are some tips for helping you guys stay track on your health goals, whether it's a nutrition related goal or not through the holiday season. And the first thing is remember grace and gratitude, because no one's perfect, but we want to focus on progress. So focus on progress, not perfection, because it's what we eat consistently over time that matters. And we don't have to be perfect to eat. We don't have to eat a perfect diet to be healthy. I want you guys to enjoy the holidays. I don't really think about this too much during the holidays, but enjoy the holiday, maybe the day before, a couple days after. But we just don't want to make it a holiday week or, last many months. So kind of before and after the holidays, kind of resume your normal eating, but don't stress on the holidays. Enjoy, because again, it's just a couple days out of the whole entire year. But to kind of set you guys up for success, here are some tips with creating more realistic health goals. And that would be setting small measurable goals that are practical for you. A good place to start is setting about 1 to 3 goals for yourself. Just because when we set more than 3 goals at once, it's just a lot to take on and a lot to keep up with. And whatever that goal is that you're making, make it something you're adding in. Don't take things away. So make your goal saying, I'm going to drink more water versus I'm not going to drink soda, or make it, I'm going to bring my lunch 3 days this week versus I'm just not going to eat fast food, because we can't just not eat. So make it sure it's something you're adding in, because the goal is to create lifelong sustainable changes. And most importantly, that nutrition and our health is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Everyone is different, and it's really finding what works best for you. because we can't just shove everyone in the same bubble and say, hey, everyone do this and expect the same results. So it takes time, patience, trial and error, but everyone is different. If you guys want to check out some of these great references that incorporate a lot of the mindful eating tips, I would recommend these resources. And thank you guys for listening today. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, give me an email. But don't hesitate to reach out. And thank you for all listening to this today.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thanks so much for that presentation. And yes, again, this will be on our YouTube channel. So feel free to tap into this and a lot of our other YouTube talks. So here from North Kansas City, Meritas Health, I want to thank you all for joining us, and Lindsay, you especially. I think there's a lot to take home from that this holiday season. So I really appreciate you.
You are welcome.
All right. Thank you so much.